Alright, so now the stream should be live. Audio's live. We're in a wait screen though. It's hurry up and wait mode. For 2 minutes. You gotta love it. Ooh, better get back to Wynn's place. I'm hanging out at the camp because we're going live right now. This is the part where, you know, we're supposed to be chilling. You're going to be just gathering up. You know, you go get your coffee, crack open your drinks, you get situated, get comfy. Because I'm about to fuck some shit up. Yep. Just get situated. You know what I mean? You got a couple minutes. We got, what, minute and 1 minute to go. And then we have the intro movie. So I'm really stoked about the intro video too. That's been kind of fun. I wonder if it's going to update to the new one. I made a whole new with music and everything, so cool. Yeah, I'm stuck here at the camp, like I said, because we're going live right now. So we got 30 seconds, guys. 30 seconds. Down to 15, 14, 12, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go! See, it does it automatically. I got it all timed. So in theory, this is the intro video. It should be playing intro video music right now. With any luck. I can't hear it because I can't monitor it for some reason. I haven't figured out how to set up the monitor, but in theory there should be music. I'm all stoked about it. Dude, see what I just said? See what I just said, bro? See, I've been in here too long, man. You gotta put brakes on motherfuckers. You can't just let them walk all over your shit like that, because next thing you know, you're gonna be at 40,000 caps, gonna be spent over. Then you're gonna end up with no bread, and Todd ends up with all your money. Okay, so you're good now. They can just let them buy. Well, as long as they're buying enough to be able to fill up the coffers. Like, what's the average price of your weapons? How do you price your legendaries out? Just throw one wherever it sticks. That's precise.
Did I go the wrong direction?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that's because you're looking at collector's items for that. You're looking at a lot of money being thrown down. There's a lot happening in there. So what are you kind of looking to do with it? All right, we're live. Cool. What's up? All right. So now we can move again. Let's see. Are we at the desk? Oh, I'm at the desk, but I didn't start off in camera. What's up, party people? Here we go. Yep. It's America time. Let's fucking get to it. Alright, so we're going to fast travel to Wynn's, because Wynn's has the battle right now, the primal cuts. Still going, right? Ooh, sooner we fast travel, the better. Huh? Am I going to introduce everybody? So, yeah. Should I switch microphones since I'm actually at the station now? Hang on. Alright. So this is the much better microphone, I think. Alright. So, we're here today with Winds of Shit. Hanging out with our new friend Lumberjack. Natural Queen Bee, of course. Silently watching. Ever present. With the legacy laser. She's like, shh. Only handmade today. Only handmade. It's over? Ooh, I don't know if it'll give it to me because I'm fast traveling in. I'm in a load screen. Is it going to give it to me? It gave it to me. Aw. I got here just in time just for the free score. See, we went through that whole screen just for free. Bam. There's Wynn's old body right here. Wynn's, do you see your butt right here? Right here. Look. This is your butt right here. You can see it on the stream. I promise you. Look. And look at you. You're beside yourself. You can't believe it. It just left his body. I got rid of all my emotes. I gotta go back to the item shop and fix it. Well. Oh well. It's always something. You little shit. Get over here. Just forever. You became one. You ascended. Alright, we're going to switch off traveling pharmacy. Yeah, bro. Yes, absolutely. It's absolutely essential for all explosive weapons, including grenades and anything that yields explosives. So, we can test this. For instance, if you have an explosive fixer, an explosive handmade, do you have a faster fire rate one? Or another of the same type? That's great. It's a fucking god roll mutants right there. So that's spectacular. I mean, course could be better, of course, being that you're a bloody build. You should either have a bloodied and or a vampires. I recommend, of course, having a vampires and a bloodied at the same time for two separate purposes. So vampire will help you be tanky and keep alive at low health for longer periods of time, and bloodied will help you issue significantly more damage and a lot more punch. So all of those things are something to factor in. So you have that one explosive fixer. Do you have another fixer or? See, the sucky part about running this test is that you end up carrying like 25 pounds or 30 pounds worth of guns, because each one is like 15 to 20 pounds. So depending on where it's at, and you always have one modified different than the other, so there's going to be some kind of a weight difference. But what you're looking for is damage. Shit. Well, no. All of those are fucking spectacular rolls for a fixer. It's a fixer, right? Yeah, that's fucking incredible rolls. So the 50% extra damage is excellent because any damage you're going to get, especially from sneaking, is going to already be 2.5 times to possibly 3.25 times damage, right? Because you're going to have those stacked perks in there. Covert Operative is one under agility. That'll give you significantly more damage for being in sneak, right? And then also, so you can't really compare those two because those two are kind of on par with one another. Now, arguably, the explosive one should do a tiny little bit more damage than the VATS critical hit damage. But the VATS damage that you do with that one, plus the VATS criticals, plus the sneak damage, is going to be fucking astronomical. So those are both incredible. Like, those are excellent ones. Not the best to explain with this because that VATS crits does the same thing basically that Demo Expert does. Demo Expert 60% maxed out, whereas that's 50% maxed out. But then that also has the critical damage that's going on top of that that's working with it. Do you see what I'm saying? So that should, in theory, do more damage with the critical shot than the explosive one does. But the explosive one is going to have longer sustained damage at a higher rate. So that's kind of where the explosive comes out better. So you definitely want that Demo Expert. Especially if you have two different flavors. Like, for instance, if you're going to use the VATS crits for being completely sneaky and then finally just break out the explosive when you're caught. That's a tactic in and of itself. And for that being the case, you would definitely still want Demo Expert because you can also throw grenades and shoot grenades, which is my favorite technique that I'd never see anybody use because it's a very old school technique. Do I even have a fix? I should have a fixer or something. I don't really do the whole commando thing, but I like to collect stuff. Yeah, see, that's perfect, especially for bloodied, especially for that high hit damage, getting that crit damage. You want that double or times 3 damage that you can get with the covert operative with it. Like, that's beautiful. That's choice. You know what I'm saying? That's it could only barely get better. Um, you don't need sneak, honestly, especially if you're running unyielding with it, and depending on what other armor you have, you really don't need it because it's not. For instance, it's not giving you any extra damage. It's not helping you with your carry weight. It's not really helping with that. If you get one piece of armor, and see, here's the thing: if you put ultralight on all of your stuff, and then you have one piece of chameleon, which I highly recommend for every sneak build, you need 4 pieces of unyielding, don't matter where they are, and 1 piece of chameleon, doesn't matter where it is, and that's your 5. And then you can keep an alternate, which I would usually do, which would be your 5th unyielding, or depending on how you get your ass kicked, you can have them swapped out for like life-saving sentinels. That's worth it. If you can get a like for instance, you have Secret Service armor now, right? You happen to roll like a life-saving intelligence sentinels, so 75% chance to reduce damage by 15% while standing still. That's worth trading an unyielding piece for. All right, so you would build that as an alternate set. So you have multiple sets of armor. You would have a full unyielding piece, right? You'd have a life-saving piece, and arguably you would make a chameleon set. That's kind of what I recommend doing because that gives you stuff to do, and you're gonna end up finding some of these pieces as you're going about it because they're gonna get random rolls, other things that are gonna happen. You know what I mean? You never know. So if you have that, you have these 3 different pieces, these 3 different sets that you can build, that you can then alternate from or switch pieces from as you're going about it. Now, to be honest, if you have high enough unyielding rolling with it, you may not need the life saving, but that's where the whole Mysterious Savior comes in at. Mysterious Savior does the same thing like a 3-star life saving piece does. So, and life saving used to stack up to 4 pieces, and now it only stacks 2. So realistically, you don't need a full set of life saving. You could even have 1 or 2 pieces on, and it would. If you have 1 piece of life saving, and then the Mysterious Savior, that's like having 2 starred pieces on. Okay, so those are kind of what you want to do. You want to trade off effects from stars that you have on legendaries for either perk cards, or vice versa. You want to trade off perk cards for legendary stars that do the same thing. For instance, weapon weight reduction, ammo weight reduction, food weight reduction, yada yada yada. Any of the food building ones. So you put those together, and that's how you can get some of those better results. I don't actually have. Oh fuck! Prime Meats is starting again. Prime Cuts is starting. This is at your camp, of course, dude. How the fuck does this keep happening? You're a genius, Wins. You swapped them. Okay. Well, we'll see, dude, because the turrets are intense. Damn. Dude, that's a lot. Do you really need that much firepower for this? I mean, I get the whole AFK thing. And I get the gratuitous... Actually, I'm not even going to question this because I'm all about the gratuitous firepower. Who am I to talk? I'm literally paint the entire countryside with bloody explosive Gatling plasma. Like, there's no... I'm going to shut my fucking whore mouth. I'm just going to appreciate this beautiful, terrifying thing that you've created. Let's shred some drums and get a look at this. Alright, we're going to pop off this. See, this is great, though, because I can just AFK. I can just break out the guitar and just start shredding right here. You know, and all the lasers are doing the work and keeping me alive. Look at all these turrets. All over. I got the depth of field still on, I think. There we go. Look at all that. Wins. What were you thinking, my bro? Play some music while we watch Primal Cuts happen. Holy shit. See, this is the genius of 76 right here. When you get enough people together, gathered with enough stupid ideas, this is what happens. And God, Wins, I really appreciate you, bro, because we share a lot of dumb shit back and forth, and I feel like it definitely keeps us creative and thinking of new stuff. And this is great. This is a beautiful practical application of what technically Wins is built here by if you're looking at just straight cold convention is a trap base. This arguably the basic outline of this is used by a lot of different people to fuck up other people's camps. But we don't do that because we don't have to do that because we're bad motherfuckers here. We don't need to mess with other people. We can just live our life and do cool shit. But applying the same technique that you would use to decimate, you could arguably decimate someone's house. You can decimate the Scorch Beast Queen, which he has the same kind of idea set up at the Scorch Beast Queen base. He's got this right here, which is a living application here at Primal Cuts. Perfect for the scenario. All right, it's Gatling Plaz time because we haven't seen Gat Plaz at all yet. I'm like, it's only been 15 minutes. It's time to break out the Gat Plaz. Look at him go. Look at him go. Yes. Yeah, it's a bloodied explosive, faster reload, Gatling Plasma. And then the sister is a bloodied explosive agility Gatling laser that I use for long distance shots. Yeah, that's just the legacies. But my conventional weapons are probably the more dangerous things. But I absolutely love. I mean, I'm about that legacy life. I can't even argue. Mine was given to me as a gift. And so I value it very dearly. I'm always having somebody trying to get it from me, and I always get quite upset about it. I'm like, you leave it the fuck alone. These are my legacies. Although I personally believe they need to drop again. Yeah, well, I get a little, like that, but I think they should drop again. I really do think that they should bring explosive back to energy weapons. I just think they should do it. Ah, God, explosive Enclave Flamer? That would be just the sickest shit ever. Oh my God is right. See, this is what I'm saying. Why does it only have to be a legacy? It's one of the oldest pieces in the game. Just bring it the fuck back. It was great. We like the broken shit. Everybody that plays this game likes broken shit. That's why we play this stupid ass broken fucking game. Don't even get it twisted. Look at that. 3-star. No, well, I keep murdering everything. I should probably... Oh, there it goes. I saw it shot once. Hey. Can't touch this, bro. He knew I was the problem. And of course, we're oh, here it comes. Let's switch out to the sword because we need to finish events with melee weapons. So here we go, and we have all of our cards set to melee also. Vampires, the Soltron sword, leveled up. You can't even tell what's happening on the screen right now. It's just madness. Get cut full. Cut your face. Oh my God, there's so much going crazy right now. Who's got the goddamn Cryolator? Thank you. Got it. That was righteous. Just fucking righteous. Good kills, everybody. Oh, I gotta go activate all my fucking emotes again. God damn it. Alright, we can do that. Motherfucker. Okay, go boyin'. Almost got all the dailies done. Yeah. Excellent. Vampires and action point refresh is a beautiful combination. That's on a flamer, right? Enclave flamer? Yeah. No, stabilize is great. Stabilize gives you better accuracy. Um, and that's kind of what you want with that. That's a good thing. There's stabilized and true. You could go either way with them, or actually aligned. I would argue would probably be the best because it has a lower VATS cost. But since that has VATS refresh anyways, you know what I mean? Just fuck it. You may as well because you're gonna just chew them up anyways, and the more that you kill people, the faster it's gonna refresh. So your better bet would just be just murder like a fucking maniac and shut your mouth. But that's a good fucking roll on that. Damn. All right, you're gonna be so mad at me. Your vampires is better than that. Um. All right, almost. You could do to reroll it. So here's fuck. I wish I had a spare I could just throw you, because that's not bad rolls for it, especially with the 90% reduced weight. So the problem with Commando is that having multiple guns and things like that, having the compounding weight issue, really fucks everything up. Because you have no way of reducing any of that. And ideally, with Commando, you should have several different rifles that you can switch between to get the best effect. For instance, with the Enclave Flamers, you're running Rifleman, correct? All right, so you knew about that. Good. But what are your fixer single shot? Fuck, that's what the problem is. Balls. I wish that they would make it so it would work with both. But the fact that it only works with Rifleman is really fucked up because it messes up your damage per second. That you'd get with them automatic otherwise. Especially because with the automatic fixers and automatic handmaids, it really does make a humongous difference. The powerful automatic receiver can't be beat, for what it does for them. And that's kind of tough on that. But the Enclave Flamer also has the highest DPS that you can get, I think, in the game at this point. So that and Bloody set like that is... that's pretty fucking choice. And I'd hate to be like, oh yeah, just re-roll that. Because fuck, those are good rolls. Like, even at 90% reduced weight, which some people would argue is a wasted roll, I see the value in it from practical application because you can have that in the other Flamer, and you're looking at what, like 10 pounds total for both of those? So, that's hard to beat considering otherwise you'd be looking at what? It would be like almost 15. So it doesn't seem like a lot, but it is a lot. And if you have armor that has weapon weight reduction by like 20%, like one or two pieces of that, that would negate it. So like if you had like a bloody faster fire rate, 25% less VATS cost, Enclave Flamer, which would be God roll, right? That's arguably a God roll. Or a vampire's faster fire rate, 25 less VATS action cost, or with the AP regeneration like you have. See, AP regeneration is one of those perks that it's ass, except for when you get it on certain weapons. All right. So when you get it with a flamer, for instance, or a plasma flamer, you're going to be getting that constant hit, and so you're going to be able to get more of that back. Now, I wish they would have made it you gain AP back like vampires, where it's 2% per each shot, but they don't have that. But vampires does give you that 2%. I think it's 2% of your health, or 2% of the damage as health per shot. So with vampires, it counts for each time the thing fires, not for each time you pull the trigger, which is bullshit because then I'm like, why can't you have the commando perk? Anyways, it's kind of bullshit. But that vampires one arguably should be your best friend in the whole world, specifically because of how that should make you super tanky. Vampires and Bloodied really, really work well together, and I think they're one of the kind of unsung kind of combos that a lot of people kind of pass over in this game. And like I said, if you have a Bloodied that you can follow up with, so the idea with vampires is use it to tank, to get into a position to cause enough damage or to weaken the enemy, so that way you can switch to Bloodied and then risk the whole getting your ass killed for victory. And like I said, ideally, damage reduction is the name of the game with Bloodied. So Sentinels, Serendipity as the luck card, Dodgy as an agility card. Those are all necessary. So that's where having the AP regeneration on your armor and or having ultralight on all your armor pieces, except for your chest piece, which is usually a jetpack. That's where that combination comes important. Because as soon as you get enough AP regeneration, first of all, you don't have to have the fucking action boy on there anymore. You can just toss that out the fucking window. Because you're going to have 4 pieces of AP regeneration on there from ultralight. So if you combine that with the AP on the actual star of that, it's like having, up to 8 pieces of AP regeneration. So that's part of how I do the whole well, and then there's also learning how to fly, where the AC-130 build comes from, which is all about, being an airborne, laying in as much damage as possible, and avoiding being hit at arguably at almost all costs. So there's a lot kind of to it, but it's really simple. It really boils down kind of simple. No, you don't. Oh my god, dude. Fuck. That's an amazing gun right there. Vampire's explosive? You rolled a vampire's explosive? Oh no, it's a regular Gatling, not explosive. It's got to be something else for that second star. Here, I can fast travel to you. I'm just trying to break down fucking meat so I can leave. Wait, is it a Gatling gun or a minigun? Oh, okay. Sorry, my brain fucking. I lost my shit for a second. I got all excited. The Gatling gun is excellent, though. Yeah, the fucking crank action, though. Dug. Those have a couple different weird little firebugs to them that make them incredibly lethal. Now, while vampires may not be the best combination for that one in particular, that I think is a beautiful piece. And that's something that someone would like come to, oh, that's not that good or something. Get rid of that. No, fucking keep that. That's great. If nothing else, then it's collector's piece. Because, man, that's fucking cool. I love Vampire's explosive anything. Dug. Nope. This just get your ass kicked, but never dying. But death is also a technique. That is also a necessary part of the bloody build. Learning how and when to die. Fucking bullshit. Like right now, for instance. Are you guys at Meat Week? So I can't fast travel because I'm overweight. I can now. After the Meat Week, have to actually cook. That'd be it. You're good, man, Wins. You're gonna go have to end it. Throw it on the grill. That's awesome. Shit. Well, vampires and bloodied. Huh? Oh, oh yeah, legendary perk cards. Definitely. Yeah, you need ammo factory, or you need somebody on your team that has ammo factory that you supply the lead to. One or the other. Let me see now. I have to go through mine. So I have legendary. Most of mine are for legendary stat points, special points. So I can push a lot of those up that help me get 15. And so what I've done is even things out. Like for instance, I'll put 10 on a bunch of different stuff, and then max out whichever ones I need all the way to 15 or whatever. And that usually works pretty good for that. Let me go ahead and wait. I should have a bunch of the fucking prime meat. Got the meat sweats. All right, let's look at legendary perks. So, Master Infiltrator for sure you need. That's one of the ones that's absolutely necessary. I have Funky Duds too, which is it's actually very, very good. I was surprised how good it is. I haven't maxed it out yet though. I should probably max it out. What am I doing with my life? No, you don't need the Secret Service helmet for that. It's actually not necessary. I like my Raven head. No, not for Funky Duds. Yeah, you need the helmet for power armor, but you don't need it for regular armor. So yeah, feel free to put on your funkiest wear or whatever. That's why I actually wear my my Raven head, because I love my Raven head. Yeah, Fashnak. No shit. That motherfucker. Aw, you made that fucker's day. He gave away a demon mask. Well, his first Fashnak, he got it and gave it away. Didn't know it. Dude, you shouldn't. You know what? That's a big blessing. That right there is. You shouldn't be butthurt about that. You should be proud of that, because that's a really wonderful thing you did. I'm just really sorry that you don't have that for yourself. I'll have to keep an eye out for one. If I come across another demon mask, I'll keep you in mind. Cause oh yeah, dude, I dropped a bunch of them to my brother, and my brother fucking totally dumped all of them on at fucking White Springs, and didn't even keep them all. We dropped him like one of every single Fashnog mask, damn near. And I fucking came unhinged a little bit, not gonna lie. I was big butthurt. I was like, I don't give you shit, and then I give you this, and you fucking throw in the garbage. Fuck. So mad. It happens. I'm gonna switch microphones. And I'm actually gonna go to the Be Right Back stream. Because I will be right back. Where's my break screen? There we go. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Good night, wins later, bro. Oh shit, are you at Primal Cuts? We should head over to you. You're, you're not, yeah. You're at Wave 2? Alright. You're the one in the mountains, right? Cool. Let me go and switch back. Alright, now we can fast travel back over. Oh fuck, I'm overweight still. Oh, I know why, because I haven't pumped any weights. I went through all that effort of building this base here and haven't even hardly used it right. Yeah, my normal base is my Fashnog camp, because I love Fashnog. It's like my favorite time of the year. That one and Meat Week are my two favorite times of the year because it's absolute madness. They're AFK events. You can just kind of chill and hang out. Um, they're just a lot of fun. Did you get nuked? Did anyone nuke you? That's awesome. Yeah, that's great. I've been nuked several times, and then I'll like rebuild my base. Or usually I'm pretty vigilant about it. Where I'll be able to see that the nuke's coming. I'll switch my camp to one of my other ones, and then switch it back real quick after the nuke drops. So they get pretty annoyed about that. They're like, "You're a pussy. Why do you let me blow your base up?" And I'm like, "No, dude. You know what? You don't get to blow my shit up. I get to laugh at you for wasting a nuke for blowing up a nowhere place on the map. Congratulations, you got played." But doing Foshnok when it's nuked is actually awesome. You can get a lot of experience from that one. Um, what am I doing wrong? This is out of hand. I'm just stupid overweight. Oh, I gotta eat cooked meal anyways. Oh, nice. Crispy cave cricket. Grilled radstag. Alright, now we're at 450 carry weight. Is your primal cut still going? Alright, fast traveling in. Let's see if I make it in time. Oh, we're in the wrong file. Hang on, let me switch files. Now let's try this one. And now we have guitar sounds. I didn't make it. Oh well. What else is happening? Build a floor or wall on a roof shop. Visit another player's shelter. I should have did that. Where's that? Quimby's base. Oh, you're at the one at the bottom of the map right now. Let's go check it out. So I was all happy. I was on Facebook Marketplace the other day, and I found this guy that had this posted for sale. He wanted $150 for it. So I totally scored a new 8-string guitar. Well, new to me, anyways. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked about it. I have one that I play normally. That's it's really fucking heavy. It's a great big beast of a guitar, and I absolutely love it. It's got great tone, great sound, everything. But I was like, shit, I was actually gonna buy this guitar for parts. I was gonna chop it up and turn it into an acoustic guitar because I can't find an 8-string acoustic guitar anywhere. So I was like, fuck, man, I gotta do something. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna chop this guitar up and turn it into an acoustic. But then I got it here and I just been playing it. And I'm like, man, this thing plays really nice. So I've been actually pretty stoked about it. So for $150, I'm like, that's not bad. I could waste $150 on something else, and I'm glad I bought a guitar. It does need some work though. The strings on it are terrible. But I mean, if that's the worst thing about a guitar, that's an easy fix. You got to change strings anyways. Not really. I've been playing for a long time, so I really, I mean, they do hurt a bit, but I'm just kind of used to it, I guess. It's sort of like it feels like home. So I don't really mind it too much. I normally play bass, so I'm used to much thicker strings than these. So they're actually like a welcome relief compared to like when I break out my bass. I'm like, oh fuck, these things are huge. But I love the bass though. My bass is that's home for me. That's part of why I like the 8-string guitars because it's got a lot more of that lower range to it. And I love the growl and the bite, especially get it, fed into some overdrive or, a nice high gain section of an amplifier, and you get it really fucking screaming. It's great. It's like growls, crunches. It sounds like demons coming alive and shit. Let's get a. It's just fun. Just to crunch away like a fucking madman. There's no rhyme or reason or making sense of it, but it's fun. I mean, there is. It's called music theory, but there's just also just shredding like a maniac because it feels good. Let's see. Here we go. So we're in that space. I don't think we need to get any more lead. I'm going to go ahead and get my gold bullion for the day. About this season, what we had on it, I like the whole Dread Island idea. I liked everything that was going on with it, the whole story. I haven't had a chance to listen to all the audio tapes yet because they're pretty long. But I really like the idea of where it was coming from, how it was very of the time. It was going for the really... So Fallout originally had a very 30s, 40s vibe to it. And then somewhere someone got it twisted that it was in the 50s. And I'm like, no. We're talking the atomic age. Like, end of World War II, like during World War II and shit, So, it's kind of a different sort of vibe to it. But, yeah, no, it's... Yeah, I don't know. I think it works out pretty good. Hang on a minute. I'm loading in somewhere. Alright, here we go. Totally diverted off the subject. My bad. No, yeah, like the whole, I guess where it got mixed up in the 50s had to do with the whole Fallout New Vegas thing. And once that brought in, everyone kind of really clung on to that. And was like, oh, that's really a thing. But some of those elements weren't exactly like there. Not that it's in, I mean, come on, this whole thing is like, what, the bombs dropped in 2076 or some shit, 2077 on the America's Tricentennial. So, it'd be pretty weird for it to be stuck in the 40s for 120 years. It would make sense for it to come back as far as the style is concerned. Hey! I guess it's time to switch some cards over. Yeah, the radio is kind of lacking. Yeah. Which is funny because I hate that guy is awkward as fuck and he bugs me, but you can't. I just still listen to him. I'm just like hanging on every word he's saying and shit. It's really stupid. But, yeah, it needs. Well, part of it was the music selection, I think, between it. Like they took away a lot of like the kind of standards that were on the radio that we had from a lot of the other games. And so the radio all didn't fit together. And then I really hate the fact they have that Beach Boys song, which I'm like, that's in the fucking 60s. What the fuck is that even doing here? Like, at all. So, I get really annoyed about it because I'm not a super fan of it. And everyone's like, but it was in the trailer. It's gotta be in it. I'm like, why was it in the fucking trailer? Just, why? It makes me ask questions and there's never sufficient answers. Alright. We're getting into power armor now. It's power armor time. Alright. Damn it, I wish Winds was here so we could have Winds' fucking base. He's a fucking genius sometimes, that bastard. Not often. Don't tell him I said that. The Toxic Valley? Somebody bombed Hemlock Holes? Someone's a salty bitch. He took Hemlock Holes. Wait, is that our base? We don't own Hemlock yet? We will. Should I go over there and start some shit or what? Oh, he bombed for Wavy Willards. He's here to collect flux. That's kind of smart. Yeah. Yeah. So this whole valley right here, everything that's in that area will turn into the toxic version of itself or the radioactive version of itself. So you collect up, but it's 10 of it, and then you need hardened mass and high radiation fluid, and you collect those from the enemies that you kill in that area. It's very hard to get. Well, unless you're in a nuke zone, wandering around fucking shit up. So I'm almost wondering if he did it because of PvP. I'm gonna go buy to go see. Let's go see if there's tea here. There's probably no tea to be had, but who knows? Oh, I just got my dumbass nuked. Bet. Wait, how am I still alive? Oh, because I'm just out of the nuke zone. Nice. There was a camp here. Wait, no, there's not. Maybe I can't tell because it's all fucked up. Claim workshop at Hemlock Holes. Somebody's base was here. And I took it. And they... Oh my god. Somebody had a big old base here. Alright, let's see if homie wants to fucking dance. Repair all structures. Let's see what they had built here. Storage boxes. Was someone playing fucking Fortnite over here? Oh, they were just doing it for the walls. I got it. You guys are lame. Who the fuck takes Hemlock Holes and doesn't even build it up? See, this is the problem when you don't have, you know, this is why you need your elders. People to yell at you and tell you you're doing things wrong. And then, more importantly, tell you what to do things right. Because you don't need negative reinforcement constantly. You need to actually be told what to do and be, you know, have assistance and be, you know. You can be cool to people and teach them shit. And yell at them sometimes. Oh, I'm going to fucking die. Look at that. Alright, and then let's go ahead and build the resource collectors here. We can break out the acid, because everybody needs acid. And then we need the... Here we go. Nuka-Cola Collectron. We're going to pop that down right here. Then we need a generator. Now, me, I generally like having this guy here. Bam. But we also need the power connectors. We'll hook up the Nuka-Cola ones. And we're going to try, I'm going to show you guys this trick. So, alright, it still works. So you take the Nuka-Cola, or you take whatever Scavengetron that you have, you know, the Scavenger Protectron guy. You place a power connector on top of him, like an antenna, and then you hook that to power. Then you move that around to everything that you want to connect power to. Check it out. And see how I'm able to drag this power all the way over here? Now, I've got the Nuka-Cola Collectrons. That's what I put down on all my bases. I have a bunch of them, but that's the one I like for getting everybody the Nuka-Colas. It's super useful. Or, like, I have my dog at the camp, and I have the dog set up where he digs the Nuka-Colas, So you hook up your power to it, and then you drag your little Protectron around and set him down, and then you just hook your power up to it, and it reduces your cost because you're not having to run all these connectors everywhere. You're welcome. Oh, you probably didn't see because you weren't watching the stream, but yeah, you see how I have my little Protectron right here set up? And then I have all the power hooked up to it, and then the power running across the whole thing. So I can actually grab this right now, and let's say I want to move it. Let's say I want to take over the, I don't know why I'd want to, but let's say I was going to take over the crystal mine over here, right? You just park this bad boy right here. Somewhere where it can get support. Anywhere it can get support. Right? See how the power ran all the way over here? So that way you don't have to have cords running all over the damn place. You just, drag that over and there you go. Boom. And then I hook up this. The trick to this, I think, I do it anyways because I like having the radius of power broadcasted around. So if I put signs and stuff up. So I connect that right there. Connect the power connector to the one that's on top of the Collectron. And boom, we got power all over here. So then, I don't want to leave this over here. It's going to get attacked. So I'm going to go ahead and move this. I'm going to grab it. I'm going to walk back over this way. And let's say I want to put it somewhere where it doesn't get attacked. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. It's just going to have to go on the ground. Somewhere where the furniture entry can get in. And see, boom, we got power dragged all over the place. Just like that. Easy peasy. Oh, here we go. Critters coming in. And so one thing I like using is if you use Gun Fu. Gun Fu actually works with every weapon. Not just guns. It works with melees too. As long as you can see what you're doing. But more importantly, you get the stacking damage, which is what you're looking for. That and concentrated fire. Ooh, they got me. But see, look. The mysterious savior picks me up. Bam. But they got me again. Yeah, concentrated fire you can get away with is 1 star. If you can have 3 star, that's even better because it's furious. It's like having the furious legendary perk on every weapon that you're using. All right, does that make sense? Because it stacks damage for each time that you're killing the same targets or you're hitting the same target over and over again. in vats. But I honestly think it works out even outside. But I guess I could check that by reading my damage numbers. But so and just gun fu you probably want maxed out more than concentrated fire. If you had to pick one or the other. Grimlock? We got a Transformers fan in the building. Alright, here we go. Look at this big ass high wall for no fucking reason. So if you haven't gotten your daily done yet, I highly recommend you build something. It says walls or roofs or something, so feel free to contribute to the Wall of Madness. I don't know why we need a glass wall that goes up that tall, but we got one. It looks like a nuked out building, though. That's kind of cool. Oh, yeah. I love how I'm on air, and I always forget. The first thing I should always do is take over the workshop, and then I have to place the sign. Alright, now we go ahead and put down the stash box. Let's go ahead and get some crafting stations here. Oh, fuck. Never mind, I'm just gonna die and come back. Don't mind me. I love how it's like you just have to be just outside the nuke zone. It's like the best spot about where this is. It's just off the way. Oh wow, I dropped all kinds of ass. Alright, so ooh, Primal Cuts is going. We should probably go to that. There's a Primal Cuts happening. Alright, now all the stations are here. Let's see where Primal Cuts is. Now your Queen Bee survival tent. Look at that. Back in the mountains again. Yeah, the one I'm going to is at Nat Your Queen Bee's tent. I can't see the timer. I don't know how long we have. Let's go ahead and switch over to melee cards. Switch out the heavy gunners. Switch over to Gladiator and Master Gladiator. Oh, I'm still in the Strangler Heart. I guess I could pop out of the armor. We don't need all this. What do you have and what don't you have? Do you have Strangler Heart? Okay. Well, that's if you have 6,000 gold, you probably want to buy those bits because it's expensive and it takes a while to get all of them. And the mods for that are you're gonna need from Ultrasight, which you can find in the world, luckily. So you don't have to spend bullion to upgrade it. The other one that you can possibly do is the Hellcat, which is exceptional armor. I've heard a lot of people ranting about it. Okay. Oh, I got you. So the chest and then got it. So yeah, that's another mission. Like I said, the and the Hellcat you have to buy all your mods with gold. All the other power armors you can either find it in the world or whatever the case is. All right, we'll put the legacy away and watch everyone stress out. Explosive fixer. Oh, that's the Gatling. Nice. Yeah, there's another guy here with a fixer. Um, it really depends on what your favorite, because I know that the plasma uses a fuckload of ammunition and that the ammo for it is stupid heavy. Even with batteries included on, it's insanely heavy for no real reason. Shit. Yeah, I mean, I would say yes, only because, it's far more easy to get some of the other ammunition than it is to get, like, the plasma ammo. Now, the difference for that is if you go to Ultrasight, like if you were to prime them out and then, build Ultrasight rounds with maxed out Ammo Smith and maxed out Ammo Factory, then you'd be cooking with gas. And then you can build a whole bunch. But then therein is the other problem is if you're running a lot of that, you really don't have a lot of room for a lot of other ammunition. So it's sort of like plasmas. I say keep one for emergencies anyways because it's a great plan. But like I said, if you enjoy maining them, like that's kind of like your favorite gun, then you might have to make some adjustments with some of your other weapons. Because really, rifleman with that will give you the most damage. You get the most bang for the buck out of it. However, yeah, running your fixers without any of the commando buffs and without them with the powerful automatic receivers and stuff, you're not getting the full value out of those fixers. So yeah, like I said, it's kind of a tough call. Ooh, I got murdered. Because I really enjoy that. The Enclave Plasma Flamer. But the Plasma Flamer is one of those guns that's super powerful, even if it's not getting a lot of buffs to it. Like, even if it's in Commando, like, if you're running Commando and using it as, like, for clutch weapon, I mean, it still has crazy amount of power for itself. So, I mean, I'll be honest, it's like using I can run in melee right now all day long with just melee cards, and if I break out my Gap Plas, I'm going to fuck your shit up. Just regardless, one way or another, you're gonna have a bad day. And really, the Enclave Plasma Flamer is on that same kind of level, where there's not a whole lot you can do to fight it. Even with high fire resistance, because the energy damage on it's so high. So it's really one of those things that you could probably just go full commando, and then just use it clutch, and then it would work out, because you're still going to get your bloodied buff to it because you have adrenal reaction and all that, right? Yeah, see, so you're going to get all those buffs onto it. You're still going to get like, if you're sneaking up on them, you're still going to get the covert operative buff to it. So you have a lot of different ways that are going to push the damage up on that. So I don't think it should be a huge problem. Well, and especially if you have the option, like if you got great fixers, and you do, I mean, I would double down on that. Do you have the plan for the powerful automatic receiver yet for the fixer? Yeah, dude, just go for it. Just fucking. Yeah, bro, just hit it up. And then what you can always do, do you have your alternate builds figured out yet? So an ammo build? Oh, instead of going through and manually switching the cards over. So, be honest, that's kind of wasting one. I know it's super convenient, and that's probably the easiest way to do that. I keep hot swap combos. So, like, for instance, I switch Serendipity with Super Duper, and I always only swap Serendipity with Super Duper. Because back when, we didn't have the ability to have perk card swaps for fucking till this last year. So, we never had that. So, we always had to figure out, like, quick ways of doing shit on the fly. So, I use my builds for completely different setups. So, for instance, I have a commando build on the same character that I can swap to, but it's not really his main. I use heavy guns, shotguns, or melee, because it's all strength build. I can use the same cards, the same special loadout, and swap things around and get more effect. So, for instance, like your rifleman and commando, you could, now in your case, for convenience sake, you could have one that's rifleman, so it's all your rifleman cards set up for your Enclave Plasma Flamer, and the other one set up commando for all your fixer and handmade stuff. That would probably be the best way for you for convenience sake, if that's kind of a more important factor for you than having an experimental build. I would go that way. If you prefer to experiment, though, I would just keep that second build slot for either something else you can do entirely, or, like you were saying, getting a third build slot, so you could just have another one in there that you can just fuck around with. Heavy's always fun, dude. I ain't gonna talk shit. I've been heavy gunner for a long time. I was heavy gunner actually on accident. I started as stealth commando, and now arguably I'm stealth heavy gunner. But more often than not, I find myself having to go in just guns blazing because the battle's already begun by the time I get there. So you know, in theory, because I keep the chameleon, I keep a lot of ways of hiding all the time to get in close to get that extra damage. But more often than not, situation sort of dictates otherwise. So, and then when I'm running melee, it allows me, I can just sneak right up on him and I fucking cut him in half with the Assaultron sword. It's great. So because those kind of overlap, and then of course with the shotgunner, dude, the shotgun with stealth is fucking the most overpowered combination on the planet. It is really, it's up there with the riflemen's. And so it's like I said, it's something to definitely think about. But like I said, if you're already in rifleman, you're already in commando. I mean, rifleman and commando is just a switch of cards over. You're still gonna use tank killer because that's still necessary. You're still gonna use concentrated fire because that's necessary. You're still gonna use oh god, I forget the other one, ground pounder, that helps you reload faster. So those are not gonna change. All you're going to change out is the damage cards. So, like I said, you don't really need a whole nother slot, but you could for just, quick swaps, like especially for like queen fights. I've honestly thought about just getting a whole slot just for that to switch between shotgun, heavy gun, and melee, just on the fly. Because my crafting cards, I generally will stop what I'm doing because the game works in 3 phases. As long as you understand the 3 phases, you're good. There's battle, there's crafting, and there's scavenging. And each one can have different uses. And scavenging includes farming, same kind of gig. And for those, you would use, like, for instance, you're good with salts, things like that to keep your food lasting longer. That allows you to carry more of them, through hiker, stuff like that. Then you have, like I said, battle build, which is all of your damage perks, everything else that's with that. And then you have crafting, which is going to be your super dupers, your armor smith, or excuse me, your armor, makeshift, I forgot the makeshift one that you make weapons from. And then gunsmith. So all of those are things. And each of those have different phases. So when you understand the kind of 3 phases and the cards that are associated with each of them, you can prioritize what you need at what moment. And that's the difference in people that run like super duper all the time, like complete food builds. Like they're only good for crafting stuff at all times. Versus being able to, stack up your damage and get your armor piercing and get your criticals up, other things like that. So, and of course there's ways, there's chems, there's bobbleheads, there's magazines, yada yada yada. But really knowing your cards is the key thing. If you can set your cards up in the right stack, you'll be able to have the most versatility with kind of the least amount of effort, if that makes any sense. Which is sort of the goal. Because we're all lazy here. Because there's a lot, and it's not lazy, it's that there's a lot the fuck to do. That's really the essence of laziness, is to be swift and efficient, to get everything done quickly and efficiently without a lot of problems. And in that same guise, you don't want to hurt yourself by not giving yourself accurate amounts of damage, which it sounds like you're doing in certain ways, because if you're switching back and forth between fixer and that, or like even with the railway that Winds got you, if that's non-automatic with Rifleman, it's going to do a lot more damage. But if it's automatic with Rifleman or with Commando, forget it. You're going to tear fuckers alive. So I think it's worth keeping the cards and slowly, you know what I mean? If you have enough to just buy them all, I would just buy them all and fucking just have at it, I think you'll be satisfied with it. But I would maybe use that second slot for that heavy gun. Check that out too, because you could re-range your whole special, I think that might be kind of fun. Sick barking up the right tree. I'm not even gonna dissuade you from that. I'll be like, bro, do you want something? I got some things for you. Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, if you get yourself, to be honest with you, if you can get yourself a plasma caster and pair that with that Enclave plasma flamer, have both of them set up as primed receivers, so they're ultrasight, and then just make fuckloads of ultrasight and do daily ops and shit, you're gonna have amazing killer combo. So the plasma caster is a heavy gun sniper. It fires one shot at a time that has really, really high damage. And it does take a little bit of time to hit the target, but once it gets there, it usually works pretty good. It works especially good when you have all the heavy gun perks on there. So the plasma caster is kind of bitch made when you don't have any of the cards on. So if you're running full rifleman and you break that out, it's not gonna have the most dramatic punch in the world. But if you pair it up with like high strength and have all the right damage cards with it, and then have like Grenadier with it for the area of effect damage, then you're gonna be, it does some pretty decent damage. The fire rate is what's gonna fuck you up. You want one that has a faster fire rate if possible, and then you get a pretty good fast, shutting. The reloading on it also sucks. It takes a long time. That was my one big, humongous bitch with the plasma caster. And so mine that I had for a long time, I actually had ammo glitched with 2,500 rounds. And I fired that thing. I think I still have shots in it now, as a matter of fact, from then. But they got rid of the ammo glitch a long, long time ago. So that's kind of a legacy in its own right. Yeah, where you'd be able to fill the magazines up all the way by using something that was bigger or whatever. And it worked really, really good. Like, I have a quad Gauss minigun, which I highly recommend the Gauss minigun. If you do go heavy guns, let me tell you, get your hands, go to Minerva on those sale days and get you that Gauss minigun, bro. You're gonna... Do you have that yet? Get the pentabarrel. Well, so you'll want to buy that. It's a lot of fun. The Gauss Mini, I would argue, is probably the next best fun to a Legacy Gatling Plasma, but it's legitimate. And for the ammo glitch, if you had a quad Gauss Mini, like I said, you could get up to like 2,500 shots, I think, in it or some shit like that. Fucking insane amount of bullets. And I know there's... You do have one? Yeah, there's a bit of finagling around to get it. Uh-oh, I lost Nat. I think she went to go lay down, though. We've been on stream for about an hour and 18 minutes. Yeah, we can pull an hour and a half. We've been doing 2 hours or less on streams, just to keep them nice and short. A little bit easier to edit and stuff. Not that I'm great about editing. All right. Nice. Yeah, here's an example of one that I have. This is an anti-armor, faster fire rate, 25 less VATS action cost. With the pentabarrel, it is fucking just choice. Absolutely choice. That's pretty good. The perception isn't super great with... I mean, well, here's the thing. Perception is great with that because it's going to increase your accuracy. Two-shot kind of sucks because you get such a spray of everything that it's hard to get good accuracy and get good effective damage. But with the two-shot, especially with stabilized and power armor or something, you can focus that fire so intensely that it really cuts things up. Two-shot's not nothing to sneeze at. It's definitely a lot of fun. People that swear by two-shot absolutely swear by it. And especially with that VATS hit damage on that's going to be good. Now, the thing is with heavy guns is that they use... A lot of people will argue that VATS is a wasted perk on heavy guns, and I will agree with that. But also, the VATS accuracy with them, you only need 1 or 2 shots to fucking kill something. So, and by that point, you're going to end up having to spray all their friends and all that other shit anyways. So, it really doesn't matter if the VATS accuracy or if you lose a lot of AP. That's another reason for having the AP regeneration or ultralight as your mod on all your armor, because it will help get that up. So that way, as soon as you get done firing and you use up your action points, it's going to refresh, regenerate. You're going to end up with more of them and be ready to rock and roll. So if you have AP refresh on your armor and ultralight, you're golden. Technically, I run just all ultralight and I don't even run Action Boy. Let me check my cards. While we're here, let me go and pull them up on the stream so we can all see what I'm talking about here. And I've got my fucking overlays in the way. Let me move my overlay for a second. Yeah, you're gonna have to go up and buy them from Reg. Switch out of studio mode. We're gonna shut off the overlays. Okay. And right now I'm running Through Hiker because I was just in power armor. Generally I wouldn't have Through Hiker on here. What would I have on? I guess Covert Operative is the one that's missing right now. It'd either be Covert Operative, or if I'm running shotguns, it would be Enforcer. So we have like Covert Operative, Escape Artist. Escape Artist is really one of the most underrated ones. Instead of Sneak, get Escape Artist. Because Escape Artist, as soon as you crouch, you disappear. And it works beautifully. Yeah, it's a 1-star, so it's really easy. And then, of course, 5-star Adrenaline, 3-star Dodgy, and then 3-star Covert Operative. And then... Yeah. Yeah, I followed what Turtle said about that for a long time, and then I actually started running it. And in comparison to a lot of the other cards that I have in agility, so I have 15 agility, and I do that because I want to have super high AP and because I fly all the time. So I need that, and then I also need the AP regeneration with that. So that helps with that from the get-go. Then I pair that with AP regeneration on my armor. Like I have 2 pieces on my power armor that are AP regeneration refresh. And then my regular armor is all ultralight. So it kind of does the same thing where it stacks up with huge amounts of AP regeneration at all times. So I end up with all of these other fucking points in agility. I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do with it? Adrenaline. So I pair Adrenaline with Demo Expert, and especially being heavy guns, it's easy for me to spray several targets at once. So it's easy for me to stack that damage up with Adrenaline to max level and get just stupid high amounts of damage and just cut through just crowds of people. So it really does make a huge difference. Now I would say arguably if you didn't need high agility, like you don't fly, you don't dive around, you don't do any of that shit, you're not super sneaky, you can cut down all of that. But I think high agility and high intelligence are probably the 2 most worth it out of all of them that you can really have. And they're versatile for a wide variety of different builds, because all of the same ones can work and overlap. So, for instance, let me swap my cards over to foot build. Where is my... Yeah, your overall agility, your overall intelligence. If you max those 2 out, they're... Well, and see, that's why if I look at... Like, if you pull it up on the stream, you can see it. I can try to explain as best I can. So I have maxed out Legendary Perception, maxed out Legendary Intelligence, maxed out Legendary Strength, and maxed out Legendary Endurance. So those push a lot of things up for me that allow me to distribute a lot of my other specials around to other things. And that's where I just have the Funky Duds and the Master Infiltrator that allow me to break into everything. The auto-lock terminals on Master Infiltrator... It is super fucking helpful. I actually like breaking locks, and I like the hacking the terminals. So it kind of is a little sad for me because I don't get to doing that, but it also speeds up my process. Especially when I'm farming, I'm blasting through Poseidon. I'm running any of the power plants. I'm running through the silos, anything. It's super helpful. And I really should have had this one maxed out, but instead I maxed out Funky Duds. And yeah, that's the thing. So I've got all of these maxed out except for one. But that's also, I got a lot of bonuses to that because I played a lot of Nuclear Winter. And when they got rid of Nuclear Winter, they ported all of our cards over into Legendary perks. So that helped me out a great deal with that. So because this character is fucking ancient, is part of why he's a problem. But like for instance, in strength, I've only got 14 strength. I'm not 100% maxed out on everything, but because I have a lot of food building stuff that happens, like I have to have Bandolier 2-star. I have to have Ordnance Express at 3-star because I've got more fucking explosives than the damn latest army depot. And then usually I'll have Traveling Pharmacy on also. So I have that maximum carry weight. So super food building. Where I've got huge amounts of carry weight reduction and stuff. But then that's part of the reason why Adrenaline picks up some of that slack. Adrenaline does, and Gun Fu does. And what else do I have? One Gun Army in some cases, where it adds the crippling in. So there's several different ways that you can kind of mix and mesh and mash around to kind of make some of these things work a little bit better. If especially you're having to sacrifice damage, like in my case, I'm sacrificing all 3 of my heavy gun cards, and I'm sacrificing 2 of my melee damage cards to be able to kind of support everything else. So that comes to a bit of player prioritization. What's more important to you? Having the highest damage in the world, or being able to just carry enough shit around to get things done? And I carry way more shit around than anybody should have. I've got 202 ballistic Bach on me right now. I've got like 150 high voltage Hefe. I used to carry around a couple hundred quantums at a time. I don't anymore. I just don't have any. Dude, high voltage Hefe will change your life. Would you like some? I will absolutely throw you some. So I made a whole bunch of them on Night Queen Bee's account, and because she's got the plans for that and ballistic Bach. Oh yes, yes. There are a whole lot of recipes you can get. There's like, I think we were thinking there's like 20 of them or something that's like that. There's a whole mess of them that are out there, and so you get all those. Ooh, the Ant Logger's badass. Alright, here we go. What weapon am I using? Oh, this is the minigun. Gauss Mini. Yeah, the Gauss Mini is fucking crazy satisfying. And especially, like I said, if you have stabilized and you're in power armor, you can pretty much write your fucking name at like 300 or 400 yards with it. Just in perfect cursive. And so it makes tearing enemies just super easy. So another thing that's important to note with explosives, because you're asking about Demo Expert, you're asking me about if it's worth it. So it is worth it on one caveat. Under Perception, you have to have Grenadier maxed out. So if you have Grenadier maxed out, that also affects your explosive weapons, the area of effect from those explosives. Do you get what I'm saying? So what it does is Demo Expert increases the maximum damage that you're doing, but Demo Expert increases the maximum damage that you're doing, but Grenadier increases its maximum effective range. So what you're able to do with that. Because technically I think only the feet... Sorry. Yeah, you can do ground pounder as one if you like. It really depends on it because you don't really need. Not that you don't need that reload speed because you absolutely do, but I think you can push it above 15 also with legendary perks, but that limits what you're able to distribute around. I generally try to plan for 15 because that was the max the whole time I've ever played the game, so I'm used to that. And then because I run a shitload of unyielding, I mean I'm still gonna end up in the 30 range anyways. Like where am I at right now? Right now I'm at 31 strength, 16 perception, 9 endurance, 17 charisma, 30 intelligence, 28 agility, and 20 strength. Or 20 luck. So, and I don't even know if all my shit's right. Excellent, dude. Yeah, so for especially for a Vats crits build, that's fucking through the roof. That's spectacular. Yeah, see, that's fucking beautiful. You got a great build there, especially for that. So if you combine that with Commando, you're going to do a lot more damage. So like I said, you could potentially run alternate cards. Or run different builds, depending. Blocker is excellent. Blocker is actually what I highly recommend. So remember I was talking about alternates? You always want, if somebody on your team happens to be sharing, let's say they're sharing Bandolier. It's a perfect example. Bandolier, I would always switch out for Blocker. Even at 2 stars, you get a huge reduction in the damage that they're doing to you. So it makes it definitely worth it. Especially being bloodied, damage reduction is the name of the game. That's why your prime focus is always going to be getting your Sentinel's armor or Cavaliers, depending on how you run about, what kind of fucking psycho you are. Dodgy, Serendipity, right? And then, like you said, you couple that all together, and you get one nice fine. You have blocker and strength, and you're good too. If you're running a VATS build, you do want dodgy because if you're going to have enough AP regeneration, you want anything that's going to prevent you from taking damage. What's more worth it, to survive or to hit harder? Be real. And I'm not saying this. This is coming from the man that one of my mottos is that death is a technique. Okay? It is absolutely a technique. So, but understanding that you want to increase your life expectancy as much as possible to increase as much damage as you can put out. So I highly recommend, that's why I really push for the AP regeneration. As much as you can, get that ultralight, get all that shit in there. If you do have enough special points to work out to be able to have Action Boy, fucking party on. Or Action Girl, whatever it is, party on. Make it happen. Because even more AP regeneration is better. I mean, and to be honest with you, you can do some pretty crazy AC 130 shit without having 15 fucking agility. Like, you don't need to be this high. Part of my reason why I have it pushed that high is so I can, like, my dodgy has a lot more that it can kind of take and handle. I can fly more. My health regenerates. My AP regenerates immediately. So, there's a couple. So follow through is really fucking good. If you like, I'll be honest. If you can somehow discipline down, you'd be okay. But high agility will really make a huge world of a difference. Follow through does worlds good for damage. And like I said, that's sort of your trading off for survivability. And I think it's worth it personally. That's my personal call, and I do with my characters. But Turtle's right. Follow through works fucking exceptional, especially with that. With any of the sneak builds, commando or stealth builds. You just couldn't beat it with a stick? Yeah, it's a tough call, dude. I would sleep on that a bit. I mean, the nice thing is you can buy them back, and once you switch out a legendary card, it's not gone forever. It's always gonna be leveled up. It's always ready to rock and roll. You just pay one to switch out. I do that when I have to make ammo. I pay to switch out either Funky Duds or something else. Mostly just Funky Duds, I think. I swap back and forth to be able to get my ammo factory or whatever else. Like I'll switch that one for the fire one also. Yes. All the emails. I'm glad you asked. If you are encountering any PvP situation and you are encountering people that battle with legacies, or you like to fuck around and find out with people with legacies, you are gonna want fireproof. It really, really does. Yeah, then you probably won't give two shits or a fuck. It really won't matter. I find Funky Duds most useful because I get my ass killed by the cave crickets and stuff, and all of that is technically poison damage. So, and then it's also kind of works as a good contrary for me because I run the Strangler hard, so I'm the one putting out the poison. It only makes sense to have a little bit of poison resistance. And so I can basically stand there with the damn Scorch Beast taking a piss on me, and I just shoot the shit out of them and don't even care that they're there. Because I've got, like, what's my fucking poison resistance right now? It's through the roof. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so my damage resistance on my armor is 404. I've got 200 poison resistance, 25 fire resistance, 374 energy resistance, and 312 radiation resistance. So, I'm all right all the way around, but they could be better in certain ways. And most of it's because I got like my environmental resistance on this guy here. I've got 2 fire resistance happening here from these 2 pieces of armor. And then endurance. I've got 1 piece of AP regeneration. I lied. I've got 1 unyielding AP Secret Service left arm. So, and all my armor is like in serious like progress. Like, I'm trying so hard to build this shit up, but it's been a fucking mission. I spent more time on my power armor than I have my regular armor, which is ironic because I spend most of my time running on foot now. Mostly just for speed because I have the much higher intelligence, so I level up a lot quicker. I mean, pretty much from 400 to like 520, I did all in power armor. And it took a lot longer than me getting to that point, so. Alright, let's go over and look at. Okay. Okay, let me think about this. Dodgy, I would say dodgy you should go with for sure, and then slowly push up adrenaline. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think what else you have there that we can move around. Like what? Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, that's important because that gives you the 5 extra of strength. So that's necessary. I have mine higher because like I said, I run a lot of chems. Because I kind of do the whole dirty bloody thing, like especially if I start getting pissed and we're starting to get down to it. Eat a whole fistful of drugs and beat the piss out of you. So there's that. But like I said, not super necessary. Like I've got, for the Nuka Colas and other shit on there. Trying to think. Yeah, I mean, really, do you have the ultralight armor yet or no? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, buttressed? Yeah, like towers. Um, okay. Yeah, so that's perfect. So it's your call on that. You could even just swap out fucking Action Boy right there and just go full balls into adrenaline. Um, because then you'd have maxed out adrenaline, maxed out covert op, and then maxed out of the fuck, maxed out dodgy, and then you'd have escape artist is only 1 star anyways. So yeah, yeah. Herbivore's not super great. You could actually break that back. I mean, so I know it's a real tough one because people argue herbivore, carnivore all day long. And I almost find that it's easier to have access to everything because it's also, it really depends on what I'm farming per day. For me, it's just an opportunistic thing. It's a little easier than to have specifically built for it, which is ironic because I'll use a lot of the corn and stuff to make for, especially lately, if I'm not making adhesive with it, I make alcohol with it. So, you could go one way or another with it. Um, oh God, I'll make either whiskey or I'll make bourbon. I have another recipe. I have a couple of the exotics. Hang on a minute here. Thought I had ballistic Bach. Oh, my fucking face is in the way. Hang on. Oh no, Blackwater Brew, New River Red Ale, Old Oak Collar, Old Possum, Tick Blood Tequila, bourbon. Yeah, I guess bourbon and whiskey is mostly what I make because whiskey's for the carry weight. That helps you get a lot done with that. Um, I'm still trying to get all the good fun stuff. I don't have any of the fun stuff. I farm stuff up and give it to Nat, and then we farm it on her account. So she gets holy shitloads of XP from it. But you can do the Biv missions. The Biv missions are usually easy. And fun fact, you don't actually have to brew the alcohol every time for the Biv mission. If you just happen to have that alcohol in your inventory, you can just crack one of those bad boys open and then get to the mission. Now, obviously the better Biv missions are the ones that give you the plans and say, hey, go make this. It'll be like wasted on high voltage hefe or wasted on ballistic Bach or whatever. And then you have to go run out and then go get the stuff to do that. Tell me the story. That's fucking excellent. The action point refresh isn't super super great, but everything else on that's fucking glorious. Um. Oh, that's a great deal. Fuck, dude. Yeah, for the price, that was a great deal. Good call. Yeah, like I said, I'm. Oh, yeah, for a combat rifle, that's a real good one. And if you were gonna sell that, like I would say reasonably, you should probably ask for like between 7,500 and 10 grand. That's a reasonable price, mostly because that's a collector. It's kind of a really rare rolls on it. It's a obscure gun, It's not really one people would super care about, but because of the rolls on it, it makes it like, for instance, you could pair that with a fixer, because it's fixer sister. You know what I'm saying? And so you have that. So it's really for a little bit more of a collector's piece, more than it has necessarily combat utility per se. Because the combat rifles aren't super great. You may as well just get a fucking quad fixer and just go all the way. But as a collector's piece, and being completely honest with you, that's a very, very good piece. And you should definitely keep that together. Don't get rid of that cheap. I mean, and if you could, I would say don't go any lower probably than like $5,000. Only because it's a weird, obscure gun. You know what I mean? Not because it's great or combat effective or whatever, like I said, but because it's a weirdo. No, it's pretty. Yeah, I mean, for 1,000 on it, I mean, you could turn around, like I said, for $5,000 and sell it. It's not bad, and that's a reasonable price for that, especially just being the quad combat rifle. But then you add in the VATS action point cost to that, and ooh, and then you have the AP refresh, and ooh, because the VATS AP refresh is one of those ones that's a little bit, it's less well known because it's a newer one. That's part of the newer wave of legendary perks that came in. But you know, especially compared to like faster fire rate or explosive or, you know, any of the exciting ones. VATS critical hit damage. So, but AP refresh, dude, is a good one. And especially when you have it paired up like that with a quad, you just fire fucking forever. Just duck. Yeah, that's pretty out there. Yeah, you could even post it for sale in your shop for like $10,000 or some ridiculous, obnoxious price, and I bet someone would fucking buy it. It'd be one of those things that you'd be like, I'm a fucking asshole for selling it at this price, and next thing you know, you got $10,000. Oh, that bloodied reduced weight. It's not a bad idea. I mean, it might take a little while, but like I said, it'd be I think it'd be worth it, especially if you get yourself like a either Vampire's faster fire rate with reduced VATS cost, or bloodied faster fire rate, which is probably the better combo. Bloodied faster fire rate would be fucking absolutely choice, especially for that one. You might not want VATS action cost. You might want reload, you know, or AP regeneration, something like that. The health. Oh yeah. No. Bats with the Flamer comes in clutch, and it can be good for making like kind of miracle shots. And it can be good for putting in a lot of like dialing in extra damage, like when you're fighting Earl or the Queen or things like that. That's when it really does a good job. But otherwise, it really does suck like a shitload of like AP, and you don't really necessarily get a whole lot of damage out of it. There's always the Queen fucking glitches in so many fucking ways. I don't even know where to start with her. Like, being completely honest, like not even trying to be an asshole about it, just like I honestly don't know where to start with all the glitches with her. So for the longest time, she was actually immune to explosives. So everybody that was blasting away with the legacies, it was only the energy damage that was doing anything. It wasn't any of the explosives. And now they finally fixed it to where she's taking damage from explosives. But it's yeah, it's rough gettings. Her and Earl now take damage from explosives. Which is partially why the Flamers and stuff do such great damage. I mean, I think the Flamer and the Quad Fixer are still the world record holders for Earl and the Queen. More than even the Bloody Explosive Gat Plas. Yeah, the fastest one I ever saw was 45 seconds. And that was fucking... No, it was 45 seconds with a fixer. And then, yeah, the Enclave was, yeah, like 30 seconds or some shit. It was insane. It was fucking absolutely illegal. Like... Yeah, like, how the fuck? Just... I'm not even mad at you, bro. Just tell me how you did it. Now, mind you, I don't necessarily think that that's a super hot thing because, you know, usually people put a lot of work into dropping nukes and to go for the whole, you know, ride to go blow everything up and all that. So I think it's kind of important to sort of, you know, let people enjoy their fight. I mean, ideally, you want Queen and Earl fights to last as long as possible. You don't really want to just blast them out in seconds. Because you want to fight all the little enemies around and get all that experience, collect all the resources from it. So, yeah, the little Wendigos just, yeah, it's a good way to go. It's a simple life, but you know what I mean. It's honest work. Uh, so it is hard out here for a pimp, and especially why you got to keep it simple like that, where you can get all them screws, get everything else that you've been looking for, because that shit's expensive. Like people, I think, really underestimate how much money goes into getting all of your just upkeeping supplies and stuff. That's part of why I put the water at all the bases, so you can snatch water from all my camps and go sell it and make yourself some bread. Because like right now, I just sold 100 water and made 400 caps just right away. Super easy, super cheap, no work, no doing nothing. Yeah, dude, go rob my fucking camps. Take all my water, Doug. Get paid. No, just go steal the water from my machines. Oh, it was a drop for, I think the alien invasion. I think I don't, the alien invasion it has quickly become my favorite. Because it's absolute. It's all the chaos of Foshnok, but with aliens and just yeah. Oh no, it's a lot. So what I mean by that is the way that the way that people get manic and nutty and all over the place and just super excited and it's just bedlam. Yeah, it's total Foshnok. And then even what it has you do is literally the same. It's the same thing as Foshnok with way the fuck more enemies concentrated. It's like they took the same algorithm and just applied it into that, and that's what we got. And I'm not upset about it in the least, not one bit. I'm like, I will fight hordes of aliens constantly. Can we have that as a daily event? Like straight up like a triggerable thing? Like we can go, you know, to a certain place and call the alien mothership down and, you know, beat the piss out of them all? That'd be great. Oh, yeah. The junk? Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. Like one thing that I do is I like straight up like uh hold materials. Like I'll buy your junk from you and then sell you junk back cheap as shit. And by selling you junk back, I mean mostly I'll just throw it at you, unless it's something that's in particularly hot demand. But that's like a quick way around. I just convert junk into caps, and then you just have fuckload of caps. Um, so that's always an option if you need to. And then if you need to, like let's say you're like, oh, I need a fuckload of a certain material, just hit it me or wins, and guarantee we have it. Um, I think wins less often with the Fallout first, but in general, he always has pretty high supply stuff. So yeah, I mean it's God. Fallout first is one of those things that's worse than drugs. Like once you get hooked on it, it's just like yeah, it's this is in my budget now. This is what I do. Well, and it's especially for us dieharders. Like it's really, you know, been here for a hot ass minute. You know. Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's a good call. I mean, I think that's I think it's accurate. I mean, yeah. It's like for now, there's Fallout first and the Atoms. Well, like the Atom packs. I like when they have the specialty packs that come out with the skins. That's the only time you'll find me buying Atoms. I try so hard not to buy that shit. I just don't. Mostly because I just spend first. Like I get us with first. We both have first, and we just stock up on materials, and then like I got her the Piper outfit when that happened, and she was super stoked about that. I'm gonna sell some of this other shit too. Damn, I got a Chameleon fucking Cavaliers T60 left leg and no one's bought it yet. Scrubbies. It's fucking pearls before swine sometimes. Yeah, expensive shit and cheap shit. That's what you need. Expensive shit and cheap shit. Fuck. Was it 7:30 right now? Oh damn, I'm at 2 hours on the fucking stream already. Fuck. We're in New Mexico. Yeah. Oh nice, so you're back east then. Yeah, so it's like 9 o'clock, right? 9:30? Alright, cool. Yeah. I'm learning how to time. That's awesome. Yeah, and I wake up really early. I wake up at like 4:30 in the morning to get ready for work. So that's the other reason I'm like, fuck. I guess I should get off and wind down. I was like, this whole stream, I was like, I'm just going to play guitar, but we just ranted off about everything. And so it's been a good stream, I think. We got to answer a lot of really good, you had a lot of really good questions. And I hope some of what I gave you was something useful, you know. I get a couple of them good bits. Is everything equipped right? Yeah, I mean, the ammo factory is kind of a bitch until you get it kind of jazzed up all the way. Not gonna lie, it is kind of a ripoff, but I mean, even still, you should be getting doubled. And it's hard because it's a lot of fucking cards you have to spend to get that. Yeah, it'll be 100 and then 150. Oh, shit. Yeah, that's an arguable... That's like a hard conversation to have because of... they gave the major perk card giveaway they gave was after they took Nuclear Winter from us, those bastards. I often wonder if Epic Games had something to do with that because they're like, you know what? We can't have anything competing with Fortnite. But I really liked Nuclear Winter. I didn't play it a whole lot, but every time I did, I really enjoyed it. That's back in the day. That's back in the day shit right there. Alright, my man. So, I'm probably going to go ahead and hop off. I'm going to go and throw you a friend request so you can come and hang out with us next time you see us on server. Yeah. So we'll see you again. It's almost meat week. I'm probably going to AFK this whole thing. So I'm going to have my base here. I'll stay in the party so you can get the buff and everything. But I'll probably be not on the mic or nothing, alright? So I'm going to sign off on this so I can sign off on the stream. Yeah, dude. We'll see you soon. Have a good one. Let's go enable. Oh no, I need the preview enabled. We need to shut down this fucking window. And then I can mute this microphone. Alright. So I don't have the way to blow the screen up big anymore because my fucking keypad decided to be an asshole. But I want to thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for hanging out. And I hope you learned something. This was an incredibly informative stream. I thought there was going to be more guitar happening. But we actually got into a lot more of going through the actual like perk cards, your armor, and a lot of different ways that you can go through making your life a little bit easier in this game. I do sometimes feel like a living tutorial screen, especially when I do streams like this. I mostly feel weird because I'm not upset about it. I mostly remember the times that I'm like, man, I really wish I had somebody to tell me these things. And I found those people. And those people came to me every time and gave me little bits of knowledge, and I've compiled all that. And now I give that back to you guys. So from all the wise old heads back in the day, through me, I hope you learned something great, and I hope it helps your experience the next time that you play this. Or maybe you have something that you can use it in the outside of the world. Maybe it inspired you there. Once again, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your day and taking a little bit of time out to come and say hi. As always, I'm Stone. She's Natural Queen Bee. We were hanging out with Lumberjackin', Winds of Shit. Ashy Slashy was on earlier. And we're all Natural Typical Gamers. We can't wait to see you all again next time. You have a beautiful rest of your day.